Hi everyone and welcome to this new tutorial. Today we are going to see how to create a simple chat client using Qt and the Qt network module. First of all, let's add the network module in our profile, and then we'll start designing the windows for our chat client. To do that, we'll need to insert a grid layout that will contain all our widgets. And inside the grid layout, we need to add a line edit for the IP address of the server. So we call it IP line edit. And also we need to add a widget that will contain the server port. We'll use a spin box and call it port spin box. Well, let's set its maximum value to 6,000. Okay. Now let's add the widget that will contain all the message from our chat. We'll use a text browser. Let's call it message box. Also, let's add a line edit for the username. And another for the message. And finally, let's add the connect button and the send button. All right. Now let's make our layout fit the window. Okay, this is our result. Now we'll start implementing the network communication. Let's include the network module, QT network, and also the QT core module. Then we create a socket, which is our client. And then some private slots. Slot when the client is connected. And the client is disconnected. And the client is ready to read message. And when there is an error, okay, let's implement those functions in the CPP side. Okay, we'll now call our socket. Now implement the connect method. Client socket connect to host. Host, host name, we just add the pipeline edit text, and then the port, value. And then we connect the signals in the slots. Now there's a problem with this error connection. Okay, you see that later. Let's put those connect statements here above and see and implement the different slots. For example, when the client is connected, we use the message box to open a message. Okay, basically we are done. And yes, we also need to implement how to send a message to the server. Let's click right. The text, and we convert that to a byte array. Yes, okay, now let's see what was wrong with this. So for this error, we'll use the all signal and slot syntax because the compiler cannot make the difference with this error function. Well, let's add socket error. Oh, sorry, I made a mistake. It's not socket, it's socket. Okay. And when the connect button is clicked, let's add some message to the message box. Okay, let's start a random address with a random port. Have the connecting message, let's wait. Connection refused. Okay, so basically our chat client is trying to make a connection to the server. Now, this was all about implementing a chat client. Let's now move to the next tutorial and see how to implement a chat server to make sure that the communication happens successfully. Thanks.